So, hey guys, it's Joe here for Fourth Metric Music again. And it's a special treat that we have today. Like, hanging out in the studio with us is Lorraine Scott. Now, Lorraine's vocal ability has gotten her on stages with Beres, Hammond, and Jeff Healey. It's just an amazing performer. She has just ridiculous stage presence and stuff, and just seeing her perform is really a treat. So I just wanted to chat with Lorraine today and just kind of tell you a little bit more about her. Like, her original work has gotten her 4 Juno nominations as well, and her acting career has gotten her on Broadway. So we're really lucky to be with Lorraine today, and yeah, Lorraine, thanks for doing this.
You're so welcome. Glad to be here.
Cool. So I just really wanted to get right out of the bat and to say, what was it like working with Beres, Hammond, and Jeff Healey? Like, what was that like?
It was amazing, simply because I'm a Yankee girl, right? I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio.
Nice.
And I came up here to Toronto to do music in the 80s. And it's just been phenomenal. And working with Beres, you know, so much as the other black population here in Toronto is from the Caribbean.
That's true.
Okay, so this was all new to me. You know, yeah, I know Bob Marley.
Right.
You know, the I3s and that, but to get into the lovers rock
Oh
thing,
yeah, that's a nice.
do you know the cred I got after that? I was like, yeah, that Yankee girl, she sing them tunes they for Beres. So it was a beautiful thing,
That is
and
awesome.
he's just really, really giving, and I had an amazing time. I did 2 tours to Japan with him.
That is wow.
We did Sunsplash, which took us all down through Maryland, New York, Philly, and just amazing.
That is
and
pretty cool.
I got to work with Sonia, which
Yeah.
was it's been great.
Cool. Sonia was the new kid on the block then.
Well, sort of, kind of.
Sorta.
The newbie, the youngie. So yeah, but
cool.
I mean, but what she brought to me was amazing because she's from Barbados.
Yes.
So she knew the tunes, she
There
knew,
you go.
the inflection, and,
Right.
how to walk and talk the talk.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it was amazing, really, really. And he produced me, too.
Nice. That's nice.
So there I got to meet Sly and Robbie down
Oh,
in
man,
Jamaica
that
because
is
we
really good.
recorded down there in
Yeah.
their studio. And it was just, and a studio session in Jamaica is like, you just don't know.
I'd imagine
there are like
that it would be
50
interesting.
people hanging out in the hallway, and it's very smoky, that kind of smoke.
So
And,
from the
like-
barbecues, right? From the
yeah, they're jerking.
Right.
Oh, so yeah, it's the best of the best experience.
That is pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Like, and for those that I know, Lorraine mentioned Sonia. So Sonia's gonna have an interview with us as well. So you'll get to see the Bayesian lady in person. But so when it comes to touring and stuff, I know a lot of people, they think of like the grand side of touring and stuff. But I can imagine that it would be it would be hard work as well, though. I'd imagine so, right?
I didn't find it difficult.
Cool. That's cool.
Beres, our Sunsplash tour was
Right.
on a bus, but
Okay.
the buses are tricked out, eh?
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Everything is on there, and we had to sleep. There's
Oh, yeah,
sleepers,
yeah.
there's bunks, and
Nice,
in the
nice.
whole 9 yards.
That's
So,
cool.
it's okay. You have a driver that's safe, and he
Right,
has
right.
rapport with,
Nice.
everybody on the bus. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was just thinking about it from
I know,
from
there
the
are horror
musician.
stories, aren't there?
yeah.
Well, those are buses usually driven by a member of the band, so
Okay. That's cool.
not the tour buses these days. Whoa,
Yeah, that's cool.
nice.
Yeah.
So it's not all bad, Joseph.
Well, one day I'm hoping to live that myself. So,
Yeah.
that's pretty
And you
cool.
will. You will.
Cool. Thank you. So we're talking a little bit about Broadway and stuff. So can you tell me a little bit what that's like and how Broadway is different from like a stage, like performing for like a musical concert?
Yeah. Well, I got into Broadway because of my music, right? It was my first ever theatrical audition,
Wow.
and it was for Buddy Holly, the
Nice,
Buddy Holly
nice.
story. So
Yeah.
that was really cool, and because had an agent, and of course the agent,
Hook that up. Yeah.
sort of hooked that up. But I went and I did a Bonnie Raitt tune. They're for these British people because the Mauritius are hooked up with
Right.
Queen Vic or that whatever.
Yeah, I'm a
that-
fan of the Brits myself too.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. And I got it.
Awesome.
Okay. And so then theater. Now it's a whole devil into itself.
Okay.
But again, a very enjoyable
Nice.
experience. And I was lucky because, like, we started here in Toronto, and our next stop was San Francisco.
Wow.
We did like 3 weeks at the Golden Gate Theater in San Francisco.
Nice.
And we did Calgary. There's another theater there. We did that one. And then on to Broadway.
Nice.
Oh, it was great. So it's like there in the, I was there basically in the wintertime. And the cast was part Toronto, part
Nice.
New York.
Okay, cool.
And the New Yorkers had to come here to audition. And
Come to Toronto to audition. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah. And it was the main character, the Buddy Holly guy. He was a Philadelphian or a New York or whatever.
Okay.
I've since seen him on, on different little made-for-TV movies and
Okay,
stuff.
cool.
But it was a delight to work with. It's very, it has its moments. I don't know if I'll, would ever do it again.
Okay. But it's a
I
good
wouldn't-
experience to have had, though, right?
Truly.
Nice.
All of my experiences have been good
Nice.
because, just coming here from, where I was before and, and getting into music and getting into it with all these really great things happening for me. I'm sure had I been here and, slugging it out, it'd probably be a whole nother different story. But with each different avenue that I went into where music was the pusher, it's been delightful.
That's good. I guess that's a really good testimony. If you really commit to what you love, like if music is what you love and you can have that be a part of your life and stuff, then the experience will most likely be good and rewarding on some level.
And there are just so many different facets to music as a whole. You see from like music, just singing. Hey, I slugged it out. When I first come up here, I was doing duos in like Southampton and all over Southern Ontario and that stuff. And then, then came the bar gigs. Getting up on talent night or whatever. And like, oh, you can sing. And, and then boom, you get a job from that. And then you progress and maybe you get your own unit. Or you get a grant and you do your own music.
There you go. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Right, and I guess it's interesting too, because and I'm glad that you mentioned that because you really pursued that passion, and a lot of times I've heard or people saying things like, oh, I don't want to sing here, I don't want to sing there, or I'm embarrassed to go on like a talent competition and whatnot, but you never know like what it's gonna take.
Out there?
And it takes hard work, so you have to put that time in and you have to put that work in. So I'm glad that you really mentioned that. So. I know that you do like Motown, disco, dance, and pop and stuff. Like, what's your favorite genre to sing?
I really like, it's like soul. I like soul music
cool.
for the most part.
And you have that soul like voice too. That's really, it's really cool.
And then too, I love harmonies.
Yeah.
I have no qualms whether I'm in the back or if I'm out front. If it
That's
sounds good, I want to be a part of it. That's why I'm here today,
That is cool.
Our rehearsal sounds so good. I was like, oh, I got to be a part of it.
Oh man, it was awesome. Yeah, like
so nice.
Yeah. Even in rehearsal, like I'll just let you guys know, like we're doing rehearsal for a cover of an Angie Stone track, and Lorraine gets up to the mic and it's like there was a camera in the room and just focused on her and stuff, and like she has a really amazing stage presence and stuff, and like I just wanted you to talk. I wanted to talk a little bit about that because I know it's not just musicality. There's entertainment that comes into it as well, and like a stage presence is really important. So I noticed that.
You gotta have it because I mean, people may be out there. They may be inebriated. They may not even want to be there. But if you don't want to be there, they're gonna pick up on that.
Exactly. Like, why do I want to watch this person sing that doesn't want to be there?
And, what's that all about? Cool. And I've seen it. I've seen it with professionals. Very few, but I've seen it with people who are working their way up too. You can just see it. They're like. Or these people aren't responding to me. What's wrong with you?
It ruins the groove too, though.
Of course it does. Yeah. And the thing is that you have to make them want to be there in that room. You got to give them something, especially if they pay to cover.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Or
they're there, they're drinking the liquor. That's going to pay you.
That is true.
You just got to come with it because it's a waste of time if you're going to be there and you're going to be miserable.
Absolutely.
Whatever. And if you can't get them to pay attention to you or at least what's happening on the stage. So nobody's gonna walk away happy.
That makes a lot of sense.
It will not be a memorable night.
and you hear it from the pro herself. So you want to make notes, guys. So yeah, I just wanted to ask, in terms of like Toronto, like what are you doing these days in terms of like who are you playing with? Like where can we hear your music and stuff? So.
Well, the main guy that I'm working with, gonna big you up now, George St. Kitts, who's like an amazing performer. Cool. He too has been, you know, in the theater world. He was in Lion King.
That's a beautiful show too.
From Lion King, he started his own wedding bands.
Nice.
With people from the Lion King.
Wow.
So it was amazing because the workup of the typical wedding band in Toronto is the black girl singer.
Right.
You know, she got to do the Whitney Houston tunes.
Right.
And then you have the white girl
yeah.
to sing the power ballads. And then you usually have a black guy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And they may throw in a white guy for the to sing, you know, Bryan Adams. But this is the makeup, and trust me, you put it to anybody and they will tell you, yes, that's the makeup of the band. Right. And George, in his knowledge and knowing that he had this talent from Lion King, because, I mean, I don't know if you've seen Lion King, but amazing.
Yep, exactly.
The voices,
I haven't heard a single
music,
person that's seen that and not loved it, right?
It really gets to you. Well, anyway, okay, after Lion King closes, you know, and George is like, oh, look at the talent.
Yeah.
So he started doing groups with the people from Lion King.
Right.
And I mean, he just took over.
There you go.
You know?
I mean, like the thought of that alone, like even like at your wedding, you can have like, you know, cast members from, you know, the Lion King musical, like singing at your wedding. Like that's amazing in itself, right? So yeah.
So that was, you know, sort of kind of where he started his thing. You know, I hope I'm right, George, on that one. But it's George St. Kitts. So he's still doing the wedding bands, and you know, some of those cast members are still part of his wedding band, and he's branched off. He too, you know, he kept up the theater thing sort of, and he was in this thing called the Rat Pack. So he was Sammy Davis Jr., which is amazing, you know. So he did that, you know, in some theaters, you know, here in Toronto back in the day. And then, so he's keeping, you know, he's doing the wedding thing, and he's also has a Motown review.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, this is with costumes.
And, that's
and, you know,
cool.
It's 5 guys and 3 girls.
Yeah.
So, of course, the girls do the Supremes and Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, you know, and Gladys Knight. You know, so then, and the guys do the Temptations, Four Tops. It's amazing. And he has taken that show, which is called The Review, into some of the smaller theaters, you know, like Richmond Hill, Performing Arts, Brampton, Rose Theater. And it's just amazing. So we get to do that. We've gone to Ottawa, Windsor, you know. We've been into some of the casinos. So it's good. I love doing it.
Cool. It's been a pleasure just speaking with you. And I know if you guys will check out our channel, we have a song that Lorraine's going to be singing on as well. So you're going to want to check that out. And for bookings and stuff, I just want to let you guys know that you can reach out to Lorraine at info@lorrainescott.ca. Again, that's info@lorrainescott.ca. So send her an email and let's see if you can get like, you know, some high-level professional grade musicianship like at your events and stuff. It'll change your life. So Lorraine, thanks for doing the interview with me, and check us out on fourthmetricmusic.com. And again, you can check out Lorraine and other artists on fourthmetricmusic.com/network. Thank you so much, and take it easy. There you go. That's all. Cool. That was fun.